It's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Sunday, January 23rd. So the moon is going to be in Libra all day, helping us to find a little bit of balance, trying to show us where it is that more love, more peace, more harmony is needed in our lives. And of course, definitely focusing on the mental plane, trying to keep things light and fluffy, trying to avoid those darker parts of ourselves. And of course, keeping the narrative a little bit more light, a little bit more playful. We have 11 different aspects taking place here today, and 8 of them involve the moon. And another interesting fact that I just want to throw out there today is a very powerful day. We're going to cover this in a second, but Mercury, ruler of the mental plane, is going to bump into the sun. This is called a chasmy in astrology. And this is definitely going to set the tone for a brand new mental cycle. We'll talk about that in just a second. And of course, we're definitely going to feel that pressure, that intensity mount to take action, to kind of push forward, because today is Mars's last day in Sagittarius. And we'll cover that in just a sec too. Right out of the gate, though, we have to talk about the moon in Libra bumping into Uranus, who is now direct in Taurus. So our physical realms have been changing very rapidly at a very high speed and accelerated rate. And the moon in Libra just wants us to find some emotional balance in all the changes. That Uranian energy is what caused some disruption, some shakeups, some wake-ups in our physical realms with our routines, with our personal relationships, with our money matters. And now we're trying to find within our heart space and head space a good way to find a brand new place of stability. The moon bumps into Jupiter, though, and this is likely going to activate an outside trigger in our physical realms, showing us where, yes, we are being asked to boss up. We're being asked to grow. We're being asked to expand. We are being asked to find the balance point in our emotions and pluck out the silver linings of our experience, aligning with our higher selves and trying to make sense of the spiritual lessons that we're now being asked to definitely absorb out of the disruption that has taken place in our lives. This is when Mercury, who is retrograde in Aquarius, bumps into the sun. The sun, of course, is in Aquarian energy as well. They are sitting next to one another. This is called a chasmy, like I had mentioned earlier. And basically, the sun is so bright. The power of the sun is so intense that it blasts us in our mental plane. This is going to give us a very special window of opportunity to not only process all that has transpired, but to give us a little bit of a glimpse into our past, especially where things have gotten a little bit cray-cray, to help us understand our present moment so that we can prepare for our future. Now, this particular aspect, bumping into the sun, anytime a planet bumps into the sun like this sets the tone for a brand new cycle. This is definitely going to intensify where it is that we need to look at things with a brand new perspective, with a fresh set of eyes. This is definitely going to accelerate the mental processing that we have to do in order to be firmly rooted, grounded in this particular moment in the present, so that we can prepare to move forward in our path. This is going to definitely intensify some very significant ideas, some aha moments, some realizations. This is definitely going to put us in a good position to have a deeper meaning, a deeper understanding. And although we are still lacking a little bit of info, a little bit of details around some particular situations, this is definitely giving us a brand new mental understanding of what it is that we're now being asked to pursue. The moon is going to oppose Chiron, and this is definitely going to open us up to the emotional wounds that we are now being asked to process. The moon in Libra, of course, wants to find that middle ground, wants to pluck out the silver linings, wants to keep things light and fluffy. And of course, Chiron over there in Aries energy is identifying our new ego identities, mostly by recognizing what it is that we've had to let go of. We've had many attachments kind of stripped away from from us. This is definitely impacting on how it is that we are seeing ourselves. And now the moon in Libra just wants us to recognize where it is that we can come to some kind of common ground and make peace with all of the changes, all of the transformations that are taking place, and what that actually means for us as we stand in our new identity. Now, Mars is going to bump into the true node. And again, this is Mars's last day in Sagittarian energy. Mars bumping into the true node is going to make us a little bit restless, a little bit frustrated, a little bit antsy, because we want to take action. We want to move forward. We want to see some kind of change from the present moment into building our future. That true node, of course, is asking us to align with the soul path in which we need to kind of start walking in order to get to where it is that we need to be. Our dreams, our goals, our ambitions are rapidly changing. This particular intensity is definitely going to trigger us. We have to keep in mind that Mars rules over our physical energy. This would be a great time to really throw yourself into some exercise, to some projects, so that we can exert this restlessness in a positive way instead of have it trigger us into kind of throwing a tantrum, so to speak. This can illuminate a lot of confusion, a lot of uncertainty about what it is that we want to do. We feel the need to take action just for action's sake, when typically speaking, we definitely don't have the next step in our plan organized and calculated enough in order to actually make that move. Now, the moon is going to bump into Uranus, and this is definitely going to highlight for us a very good learning opportunity on where it is that, yes, things seem a little bit chaotic and crazy, but where it is that we can move within ourselves, move within our emotional field and our mental field, and find the peace, find the balance, find the safety and security that we're now able to provide ourselves. Yes, we might be a little bit confused on what it is that we need right in this moment emotionally, what it is that we want in the next moment to feel safe and secure. But again, there's a lot of beauty that comes out of feeling a little bit cray-cray and a little bit chaotic in our emotional field, because it helps us to redefine what it is that we're lacking, what it is we need, and what it is that we actually need to take action in our lives in order to provide ourselves with that grounded opportunity, with that safety, with that security. The moon bumps into Jupiter in a very positive way. This really allows us to A, show ourselves that we do have a little bit of an emotional grip on ourselves, B, that we can provide ourselves with an inner stability regardless of what's going on in our outer worlds, and C, giving us a beautiful energy to really see where it is that we have the opportunity to put into play the growth, the life lessons, the understanding that we now have. Jupiter, of course, in Pisces is all about our spiritual practice, all about gaining strength and wisdom from some of the hardships in which we had to suffer through. Now we are plucking out those silver linings and we're making conscious decisions in alignment to that wisdom instead of letting our egos react and put us in a not so nice situation for us to clean up later. The moon is going to square Venus. And as you know, Venus is retrograde. She is in Capricorn. She is climbing her ass out of that very dark pit after illuminating some of her weaknesses in order to find her strengths. And the moon squaring Venus right now is really putting us at odds with what it is we actually want, what it is we actually need. Now, let me tell you, the square, although it is a conflict and a tension point, there's a great realization that comes out of the pressure that we're putting on ourselves to figure out what makes us happy, what it is we value, what is worth our time, who is worth our time and our energy. Once we go direct on the 29th with Venus coming out of that dark hole and now able to put into play the actions in our physical realms that are going to mirror back some of the self-worth, some of the self-confidence, self-esteem that we've now built while kind of being torn apart. This is a brand new strength that we're looking to actually bring to our physical realities. Now, Mars is going to semi-square Saturn. This is the last aspect that Mars is going to make while in Sagittarian energy. Now, Saturn, the Lord of Karma, ruling over our roles and our responsibilities and where it is that we have to rethink our commitments moving forward. This particular energy is really going to put us at odds with ourselves. We are going to debate very, very intensely what it is that we think we should do, what it is that we know we should do, what it is that we think others want us to do. What action do we have to take? What move are we being asked to make? This is going to really frustrate us and put us in a little bit of a funk, because some of the efforts that we are definitely trying to take, we're seeing a lot of resistance. We're seeing a lot of backlash. We're seeing a lot of obstacles and challenges, mostly because we're not in a time of action, even though Mars, that's all he wants to do is push forward and move forward and just like bull in the china shop, just ram through any kind of obstacle that, we're being kind of positioned in front of. But here's the thing, patience is needed. This Saturn energy, this is long term. You can't just go, in a bull in a china shop willy-nilly. You're going to destroy the place. You have to be calculated. You have to be logical. You have to be practical. You have to manage your energy. And Mars, especially my Arians friends, being ruled over by Mars, huge life lesson on how to manage your energy so that you're not burning yourself out long before you actually see your desired dream and goal manifest. So this is likely going to put us on edge. Again, another reason to throw yourself into a physical project, an exercise routine, burn that energy off in a healthy way so that we don't throw a tantrum, we don't flip out, we don't kind of allow that anxiety, that restlessness to get the best of us. The moon is going to bump in the true node, and this isn't a major aspect, but it's enough for us to be very concerned with what are we going to do moving forward? What do we want? What do we need? What is my dream? What is my goal? There's a lot of questioning going on. The questioning is meant to happen. We have Mercury, the head, we have Venus, the heart, in a retrograde in the underworld, trying to get on the same page with one another in order for us to figure out where our energy and effort is needed in pushing a path and moving forward. So don't get too hard on yourself. Don't get tunnel vision on trying to find all the answers now, but definitely recognize that we do have to start asking a little bit more of ourselves to get specific on the details on what our end dream, goal, and vision actually is going to look like. Lastly, we have the moon in Libra, trining Saturn. Again, this is a beautiful energy because Libran energy and Aquarian energy, they are sister air signs. This is very much about the intellect. Even though the moon does rule over our emotions, we are recognizing where it is that our heart and our head needs to be in balance, in alignment with one another before we can go ahead and take action. Saturn energy is karma, it is rules, it is responsibility, it is our long-term commitments. And because Saturn is an Aquarian energy, we are recognizing that the rules and responsibilities that we've been abiding by, they don't work for us anymore. They feel heavy, they feel weighted, they feel like more of a task and chore than anything. Doesn't feel freeing, doesn't feel unique, it doesn't feel like it's giving us the safety and the support that we need in order to truly align with a new vision and a new dream. So the moon in Libra, trining with Saturn in this way, is going to bring a lot of balance, that middle ground between what it is we want absolutely nothing to do with ever again and what it is that we 100% want to be standing in, and where the compromise is. That's how we start. That's how we initiate, by taking one step away from what it is that we don't want and one step closer to what it is that we do want. That's how we build long-lasting foundations. That's how we identify what it is we need to let go of and what it is that we need to move closer to.